And
Boom.
hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Salty Tonight, one of the only shows that broadcasts in two different time zones, one on the east, one on the west. I'm Adam. Joined tonight is Terry. How's it going,
Terry.
Terry?
It's going really good. Actually, it's been a really non-productive day. But
Non-productive day?
yeah, I got to just lay around. It's Sunday,
Yeah,
so I watched some TV and did nothing.
yeah. Well, we
The
got
way I like it.
into what did you watch? Anything of interest?
6 feet under.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm drinking green tea. I'm switching from coffee to green tea, so we'll see how that works.
Especially if it's just brewed coffee, green tea has more caffeine.
Does it?
It's got a lot of caffeine. Yeah.
Really? Even
Mm,
it has a lot of caffeine in just this little thing?
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
You can look at the caffeine
Right, right,
content. I have no idea.
right. Well, we do have a very interesting show tonight. We have a lot of topics we
Mhm.
want to talk about and a lot of news stories. So, what's going on out there in Bombay in the region around you?
Well, we've had quite the dramatic week over there at Lark Spa, which is one of the RV parks. There's 3 of them grouped together, and that's one of them, and they have not had power for the last week, due to a lack of a permit to bury a power line. They couldn't get the permit, I guess, emergency permit because they were digging 1 inch. I wanna say it was just like 1 inch.
It was 1 inch.
1 inch too shallow, and
Yes.
so they red tagged it, and they have been on part of the park. I think, like, 27 people or something, um, yeah, are out of power and have been for the last week. They've been sticking them in the rec hall with, like they're sleeping on lawn chairs. There's a news video, so, people
I
can
did see
actually
this.
visually see this, yeah. It's been crazy, and,
And
Robin,
for
who's
people
usually
that
here,
are
she
that are
lives there.
watching at home, they have to understand it's 115 degrees and
Yeah.
these people don't have any electricity and their pets and their food and them. So this is a little bit of what's going on
They're
out
all
there.
Yeah, they're all grouped into the rec center, um, with their pets because I'm assuming they have AC or a generator over there,
I think they
but
had AC
there's
in the
no
rec room.
refrigeration. The showers and the bathrooms are in a different building, so if you have to go at night, you basically have to walk through it's right bordered up against the desert. The desert is Robin's backyard.
And
Like, there are
also,
scorpions and, uh, her friend saw a tarantula, like, poking out of a hole, and a snake, and
I wouldn't like all that kind of stuff. Like you're just trying to go to the bathroom, not go through like
I would
an
pee in
up.
a bush. I would pee on the side of the building if I was
I
a
would
dude.
pee in
There's
a
no
bottle
way.
is
Yeah,
what I
I would
would
not
do.
wa I would squat, pop a squat in the fucking rec hall and be like, "I'm gonna pee in this bucket right here."
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
s-
But then I would probably get kicked out.
that's
So,
possible. That's
yeah,
possible.
obscene behavior.
So yeah,
But
that's
yeah, let's do the video so that people can get the correct.
information.
Yeah.
Low-income seniors are trapped in triple-digit heat after Imperial County code enforcement shut down their power. Our reporter Lynette Niebla has more on this story.
Home is no longer a refuge for seniors at Lark Spa. It is a dangerous oven they were forced to leave just to survive the summer heat. Part of the Lark Spa mobile home and RV park, located near the Salton Sea, has been without electricity since Monday morning.
They're completely frustrated. They don't know what to do because nobody's giving them any date on when anything's going to be any better.
Elderly, disabled residents, and their pets are now crowding into a single recreation room to stay cool, while others burn through about $75 a day on generator fuel. And for those with no power, nighttime brings new dangers.
So at night you have to come completely outside, walk through the dark. There are snakes, tarantulas, camel spiders.
Even an attempt to wash away the day's sweat brings no relief.
You just feel how hot that is and, no air conditioning.
The blackout stems from a main power line issue temporarily fixed by the park, but flagged by the county for lacking a permit and placed 1 inch too shallow.
Why they're not letting us do some temporary power of some kind or relocating people. I'm hoping the county gives us a workaround or something so we can get back to work. We can get this line buried and get people's power back on and people can get back in their houses.
But every desperate plea for outside help has met a dead end.
The manager of the park has contacted Red Cross and all the different county aid things, and nobody's coming to help.
With residents left in the dark, community compassion is the only light left shining.
People have been coming down and talking to everybody and offering them, to come over and have dinner, come watch some TV at night, cool off and talk.
An emergency permit request to fix the issue is still pending. We reached out to the county for comment and are still waiting to hear back. Reporting in the Imperial County, I'm Lynette Niebla.
Now, I know it won't help, but and I know it's a serious issue, but if I lived out there, I would offer my services to come stay with me. But I'm across the country, so I cannot do anything.
I know.
That seems like a
Well,
horrible.
I think Robin can get away from it. And Seth, the guy who did most of the interview, he comments sometimes. He could be watching. I don't know.
Yeah, hello, Seth. We see him
Um,
sometimes.
He is the one that kind of showed the reporter around, and he stays over here in Bombay Beach. So if need be, and someone in Bombay, I'm sure that they will at
Reach
least
out.
let you come shower and cool off and, cook or something.
Now, how far is Bombay from the RV park?
6
Lark Spa.
miles.
Oh,
6
so not
miles.
far at all then. Not
Mm-mm.
far at all. Okay. So yeah, that's
But
a
it
tough
sucks.
situation. Yeah.
Well, I did find out today that they were granted a permit. Let me find the information so I get it correctly. IID can't come onto the property beyond the master panel and do anything without consent from the board at Lark. So I guess that's an issue, and they do not have an electrician. They don't have approval for an electrician. So they got the permit, but now they've got to get through the board, I guess, and
Yeah.
find an electrician that can do it.
So I wonder how quickly this
Tomorrow
process
is a
will
week.
move.
It was Monday morning last week that they cut the power off.
So tomorrow will be a week for this.
hmm
So that's interesting. I hope they can wrap this up and get this going soon. I know, we've not had Robin on the show for a while, and this has probably been one of the reasons
Well, she's wanted to kill people.
because of all this going on. Yes.
She's stressed out. Yeah, I mean, she has a generator, so she is able to do that, but that's a high cost.
That's what,
And
$75 a day?
who's gonna pay that bill when it's all over with? Because
Yeah.
you look at the fact they're paying lot rent. They own their stuff, but they're paying for the rent and the security and, able to have power.
Yeah.
And that was cut off. And so I don't know if they're still charging them. They should definitely figure out how much a week's worth was of what they pay,
And take off.
not pay that, and then reimburse them for any receipts they have.
Yeah,
People had to
I
go out
think
and buy a generator. People didn't just have one.
so. This has been a really big inconvenience in every step of the way.
Yeah. And it's a small community because you have Lark, then you have the Fountain of Youth, and you have Bashford's, then you have Bombay. And so they're all within like 6 miles of each other.
So how many residents are in the park? 28?
No, I think it was 27 people were
Oh,
without
27
power.
people.
I'm not
Okay.
sure. Yes, there is an article that gives all the details about the numbers. So, yeah, but it was 20 some.
Yeah, so that's a pretty unfortunate
So
thing.
it was
So
just a portion,
right.
but still.
Yeah. Well, you and Robin would definitely have to keep us up to date on that.
Oh, yeah, I stay up to date every day because all of the groups that I'm on Facebook, that is the big discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some other things are going on out there,
I know it is a
and
very
it's like a lot of
drama-filled week.
stuff going on. So it's saying California is suing Calexico over housing law compliance, putting Imperial County in the state spotlight. So it's saying that in this article that we've read is Calexico has become of just one of only 5 jurisdictions in California targeted by the Newsom administration to comply with state housing law. So it's placing Imperial County at the center of this ongoing effort about the housing shortage. Now, how big of a housing shortage is it out there, would you say, Terry?
I have no idea. Calexico's about an hour away.
Because I know that it's, they're saying it's a housing crisis. It demands action, not excuses. And this jurisdiction is one of the ones that remains out of compliance with the other housing element laws. So there's 5 jurisdictions. They've had every chance to follow the law and plan how they're going to distribute the money for this extra housing, but they've not done it. So there's going to be, I mean, this is a long article, but there's going to be severe consequences because this is going into the court to address this. So, and this lawsuit also serves as a reminder that the state housing laws apply equally to all counties and cities, smaller and larger, under the California law. So they've had 8 years to prepare for this, and they've still not done it. So I'm not sure the excuses, but Calexico has a fight on their hands, it looks like. Now, have you been there before?
Yeah, I have. It's usually like I'll go to El Centro for that kind of stuff. So Calexico's a little further than that. But I mean, it's Imperial County. It is the poorest county in California.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's very rural. Like, I mean, we're in the middle of the desert. So getting funding is probably difficult. I'm not sure who funds the housing projects. But I mean, Calexico's going to be in trouble. They chose not to do what they've had 8 years to do. So that's on them.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe they'll actually take it serious.
Now, I don't know exactly what they would do. I mean, I would imagine, a fine has probably been either suggested, but if you're saying it's a poor county in one of the poorest areas, I don't know if a fine would do any good, to be honest with you. It just seems
No,
like,
I don't know how it works. That's one thing actually. I wish Robin was on. She does a lot of stuff she knows the county people and
right.
whatever district this is. I want to say it's District 4. And so getting funding is hard. They're always fighting for it. I mean, look at what's happening right over there. They've taken a week and it is not their top priority.
Well, I mean, with Calexico, they're saying that the proximity to the Mexico U.S. border and the growing commercial activity has increased pressure on the city's housing supply. So it seems like there's an increase in housing demand, but the housing for that demand is just not there. So it seems like there's quite a bit of things that they've had 8 years to do that they've not done.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the steps would be. I'm not really versed in that, but it seems like something that needs to be resolved and resolved. Seems like it never should have really got to this point, in my opinion.
No, the state should not have to sue them.
No.
Like I don't know. Who knows about the funding issue, but I mean, we'll see. That's a major story. That made headlines. And like I said, this is one of the smallest, poorest counties in California.
And we're one of the smallest, poorest shows, so we should get funding as well.
We should. People send us money.
Yes. Send us $1 per show, please.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what we'll spend it on.
If every listener send us $1, then that wouldn't be much for them. Subscribe, send us $1, and we'll use it on the show.
Yes. That would be a good idea. Yeah.
We would definitely use it on the show.
We actually would use it. We wouldn't just take the money.
No.
We would use it for new equipment.
Yes.
Well, let's see.
So what do we have next?
We have the big story. I don't know if this one's bigger than Jimothy, but
I think Jimothy's the feel-good story of the week.
Jimothy's the feel-good story of the year.
So far, he puts a smile on my face.
He is the hope that we needed. But first, we got to talk about the data center. Now, this has been an ongoing, this is a thing. Everybody's got their opinion on it. The majority of residents and citizens of Imperial County are very much against it.
Well,
I
also
mean,
the
there's been a
data
lot of
centers,
protesting.
they're going up, they're trying to do this data center thing across the country as well, I've noticed.
Yeah, and hopefully they will get the same results that we got. Um, so let's see. Let's put this up here. And this is a picture of recent one of the protests.
So it looks like the Imperial County, they will not allow data centers to be built for a full year to give an advisory board time to weigh in on rules for future development. Now, it seems like um, that no one really wants this data center to be going up. Am I correct in that?
Yeah. I mean, unless they're going to make money off of it. The people building the data centers want them,
Right.
but
Now, these are really
the
for
citizens,
the
they do not.
they're really for the AI data centers is what they're using it for, isn't it? AI?
Pretty much, from my understanding, yes. And so also, you look at California's history of drought. We get our water right now. This guy is trying to sue against this decision because he wants access to the water from the Colorado River, which is where we get a lot of our water. And so they don't want to give him access, I guess. And so there's a whole lawsuit over that. Because yeah, there's big money in it. And so of course they use well, it's gonna bring jobs.
But
No,
will
it's
it?
not. No. No, I don't see how it could.
I
I mean,
mean,
you're
how
taking land and resources that are used for farming. If you look up the percent of produce that is grown here in Imperial County, Imperial Valley, it's ridiculous. I mean, and
well,
it's used everywhere. It's some of the largest for, I mean, let's see. There are the dates. Um, there's alfalfa, spirulina. They do citrus. There's citrus farming. And so you're going to take that land from families and people that rely on it and have been doing this for decades and give it to a data center that's pretty much going to run itself.
yeah,
Um,
it's not going
that's not going to help
to
the economy.
it's going to be a skeleton crew will be running the data center, and then sooner or later it will be running itself. I mean, that's the goal of it.
Yeah.
And I just don't see I mean, I see, what they want, yes, but the good doesn't outweigh the bad in this at all. So there's no point in doing it. And especially when the people have spoken and they don't want it. So there is
Well, they're
what is
loud too. You have to look at that. Like it's not just the space and resources that it takes up.
well, when you
It's
go
noise pollution, light pollution. If you watch the videos online from other places in the country that have these, it's just this constant humming,
well right
and
now when you go outside in Bombay right now, what's the sound? Is it mainly pretty quiet?
yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
you
unless
can
it's windy, but you look up and you can see the stars. There's very little light pollution at all.
and when you
If you
look
look into the distance, you can see the spas. And if you know the order they are, you can, know where each one is, but it doesn't bother you. There's no light
right.
pollution. You look up at the sky and you see the stars.
So so when it's dark out, like when it's dark outside where you are, is it like pitch black dark, or is it you can see the stars clearly enough to see your hand in front of your face?
Well, I mean, you can see the stars. People have lights on their houses, but there's no
No,
now
I'm
across.
talking about like when you're in like this little grid, from what I
Mhm,
can tell. So when you go outside that little grid, and from the map, it just looks like there's nothing.
there's nothing.
Is it
There's a
just
highway that runs through. That's it.
is it just pitch black, or can you see that there's nothing? Or is it so
No,
black?
it's pitch black. I mean, other than headlights, there are people that drive on it. 111 is a major highway.
Okay.
So, and that's right by here. There's the train. So sometimes you'll hear the train. But for the most part, no, there's no light or noise. You
This
just
is
are in
going
the
to be
middle of the
this is
desert.
going to be a very exciting place to see. I can't wait to come
It's
visit that.
I like it. I mean,
I can't wait.
it's it's calming.
That sounds like it
There's
would be.
no traffic noise. There's no like let's say they're having a concert or something over at the bar.
Yeah,
You can hear it.
yeah.
Pretty much all over town because that's the only noise. It's that
What's
quiet.
funny, last night they were doing a show in downtown Wise. I think it was like an AC/DC cover band, and I could hear it all the way out to where I am.
Yeah.
So,
I love how it echoes, and then you'll hear somebody talking, if you just listen long enough, and especially in the summer when people are outside, you'll hear some fun stuff,
okay,
interesting stuff. You'll hear arguments and, especially because we all know each other, you know who it is by their voice.
right, okay.
Yeah, so
Well, it does say as far as the data center goes, it says that last month there was a 45-day uh memorandum. Is that what that is?
yeah,
Moratorium, and which will
something
now
like that.
last for 365 days.
Yeah, they added on, like, 10.5 months or something.
So in 10 and a half months, they're going to, probably have to deal with this vote again. So hopefully by then, the vote will be like, we don't want this again. It's done. Move on. They shouldn't have to keep voting for it time and time again. If it's done, we don't want it, move along. That's what it should
Hopefully,
be.
they will do that. Hopefully, they will move along in the next year.
Let's hope
But,
so.
I mean,
W-
land is cheap here. Like, if they came in and just took the land and bought it, they're gonna pay us what the places are worth.
Right. What's an
But we
acre of
probably don't
land?
have mineral rights. I don't know specifically if we do. I doubt we do.
Right.
So you have these companies that come in, they're just gonna pay for what the property is worth, which is a fraction of what they're gonna get out of it.
Yes. And a fraction of what it used to be worth as well.
Yeah.
So this takes us to something that's taking not only Seattle by storm, but it seems to be taking a small fraction of the internet by storm. And
Yeah.
that is the viral sensation, Jimothy the raccoon. Do you want to tell a little bit about, you discovered Jimothy, what, 2 days ago?
2 days ago, yes.
Okay.
And he is ruling the internet right now.
Yes.
If you get on TikTok, that's all you're gonna see.
Well, he
He
was
is
trending on X earlier too.
I believe it.
So,
I
yeah.
believe it. Well, let's see here. So apparently, Jimothy has inspired murals, tattoos, and we have a picture of the mural that someone painted for him.
Now, those that are just
They
tuning in,
specifically put it behind a trash can because that's where Jimothy would be.
now tell them what kind of Jimothy has a little bit of an abnormality.
Yes, he has short spine syndrome or something. Um,
But Seattle and the internet have embraced him
they
because
have.
he just seems to be moving on with his life and not let anything get in his way. And
Well,
you
some of the
know,
quotes are beautiful. Okay, the tattoo artist who has drawn up some tattoos, I guess recently, so people planning on getting some Jimothy tattoos.
yes,
Um, said, I think it's kind of a symbol of resilience. He's dealing with life a little bit differently, and he seems to be fine.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
and he has become, like you said, one of Seattle's biggest internet sensations. Um,
And that's within just a
the
couple of
artist said,
days.
"Yeah," he said, "I'm confused, but I'm pleased. I'm glad that he seems to be bringing people some joy." And everyone could use a little bit of joy right now. He's just a cute little critter. And he's dealing with life a little bit differently, and he seems to be fine. I think that resonates with a lot of us.
Yeah, I do too. And what I think makes it even him more of an unlikely celebrity is that the electric kitten tattoo in the owner said that 3 people have already booked appointments for Jimothy tattoos,
Yeah.
and at least 10 more people have reached out to get a Jimothy tattoo.
I think that's adorable.
Yeah,
I really do. I think yes, like they said, we need joy right now because stuff kind of sucks
yeah, yeah,
in some ways. I mean, look at the other news stories,
yeah, yeah. So,
and then we have Jimothy, and he is a symbol for prosperity.
and
He's
and
going against all odds, and he's happy. He's
yep,
successful.
he's happy. He's successful. He's not letting a little deformity stop
No,
him from getting food, from getting. He's famous and he doesn't even know it.
I
Jimothy.
know, and that makes him even cooler.
Yeah, he
That
has this.
yeah.
He has the internet fame that we could only dream to have.
We will never be as famous as that little short-spined
Critter.
raccoon.
No, we won't. So I like him. Now,
I do too.
how did you discover Jimothy?
I think it was on Instagram. I think
Okay.
it was just like it came up, and it was just funny. You see him scurrying around, and it did not take long. Within
No,
24 hours,
he was everywhere.
he was everywhere, and it's amazing that that can happen. I mean, think about it. In any other decade or generation, we would not have known about Jimothy.
No.
He would have been just in the little city, town, or whatever that he's in. He would have been a local celebrity, and that's it. He would have
Yeah.
been a legend. He wouldn't even have been a celebrity. People would just claim to have seen him, and it would be like, oh, like the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Legend of Jiminy. Now he's a meme. He's a mural. He's a tattoo. And as of
You
now,
should get a Jimothy tattoo.
I could get one right here. He's a living legend, is
He
what he
is.
is. He is a living legend.
I can't wait to see the updates.
I can't
Because
either.
now it's gonna be anytime somebody sees him, everybody knows who he is. There'll
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
plenty of
they are.
updates.
So what's funny is that the lady that first videoed him thought it was a cat running out from underneath a car, and then she was like, "That's not the shape of a cat."
Oh, it's not the shape of a raccoon.
No, when you sent me that, I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was like some kind of warthog or something. I didn't know what it was that you were sending me.
Warthog. It kind of looked like a hedgehog or
Yeah, a
something.
hedgehog. So yeah, so after I found out he was a raccoon, he was something else.
I know. I may for real get a Jimothy tattoo.
I could see you doing that. So you
Yeah.
want to get into a couple questions tonight?
Yep. It is that time. Let's see. Which question would you like to do first?
Any is fine with me.
Well, let's talk about this because I was just saying that in any other generation we wouldn't have known about Jimothy. So, what decade was your your favorite,
Hmm.
or is it the
Um,
one you're in now?
Personally, I was thinking about that today earlier, and I know what I think. I can only go through the decades that I've been alive, but I would have to say that if I had to choose a decade, I would choose the 2000 to 2010 has been
Really?
my favorite decade. Now, I don't think that decade has had the best movies. I think that was the 90s. And I think the 90s had a lot of great things, but I like the way that the 2000s to 2010s, you had a mix of things that were, hey, Joe, we had a mix of things from the 90s. You still had a lot of the movies, you still had a lot of the fashion, you still had a lot of the music, a lot of the pop culture. But in the 2000s, you got a little bit more of this social media that came around, but it didn't come around where it took over everything like it has now. Like I was going
Yeah.
on a memory from 2008, and there was a link fcac.org where we were trying to link up and do a live show just like we're doing now. But the technology, unless you had really great equipment, wasn't going to be great.
No.
And it was just cool because we got to see that being built along the way. We weren't just, we didn't grow up in the world where we just push record and it's ready to go. We saw how it was to begin with. Like we saw how it was without in the 90s. We saw how it was with the 2000s, building all this social media and all these things. And now we've come out the other side and we're like, well, is it better than it was before? I don't know if it was.
In some ways, I mean, you look at medical and technology advances. If used properly, things are way better now.
Yes.
They are. Socially, conversations and things that were kind of taboo are more on the table to discuss now. I'm seeing that, and I'm sure a lot of people in this generation are, as far as like aging and being open about the discussions of aging and not looking at it as a shameful thing. You know, a lot of my friends my age are menopausal or at least perimenopausal. And so dealing with that is very different than how our mothers and grandmothers dealt with it.
Hmm.
Like you didn't talk about it. It was just something you dealt with. You knew it was coming, and
It was kind of swept under the rug a little
yeah,
bit
it was not open for discussion.
with mental health as well, if you think about that.
Yes, mental health as well. It's very much now it's considered a health problem. Before you were just crazy and it was something that had to be dealt with.
And I don't know if now, and I'm not saying there's not reasons for, I don't want to sound insensitive about what I'm about to say, but now with mental health and things like that, there's so many tools and resources and help available that there is not as much of an excuse not to get treated as there was in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, we're still learning. Some things are not necessarily like treatable.
Well, I
I
don't
don't
think,
even look at them as that they're a problem. They're
well, not even
not.
the treatable, but now, like for example, beforehand, like maybe before pre-90s even, you couldn't, it was hard to talk to other people about mental health. Now I feel like it's a socially accepted thing that we talk about it openly, and it's not looked down upon like it used to be. Like
No, it's not.
it used to be
Especially,
kind of shameful if you had bipolar. Now it's kind of like I have this, and there's like you can go on Aura, even if you need to, and find out information about it. Before, information was scarce. I remember sitting in an insane asylum one time when I was about 12, and
why? Who were you visiting?
I was in there, about to seek help for myself, and then I just
At
hear all these,
12?
yeah, I just hear all these loud screams in the background, and it makes me not want to even go there. But now I feel like those, the screams would not be as loud. They wouldn't scare.
I would be screaming. I would be like,
Would
I
you?
can scream louder than you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what decade would you think though is the best? Would be your favorite? I would have to
Does
say
it
two.
have to be? I mean, that's a good one. I would probably say like 2005 or 2006 to 2016.
Or if we can split them up like
If
that,
it's
I
a
would.
10-year thing, I would go with that because 2006, like social media it was going, but Facebook wasn't a thing yet. Twitter wasn't a thing yet. And then of course 2016, we all know what happened.
Right. I
So
would
I
go.
would
I
say
would
that
go.
10 years for
I
me.
would go 1999 to 2009 if we're doing that, because 1999 had some really really great movies and really really great music as well.
Yeah, but they would have still existed later on.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at where I want to stop essentially because you have access to everything else.
Well, I was watching something, we were discussing monoculture yesterday, and
Mhm.
I think with when really people started getting canceled for tweets that they made, that's when social media really went to the next step. Because
Yeah.
before you could kind of stay under the radar a little bit. Like if you go and you look up early, videos of, Tom Green or Andy Dick or something like that, and you've got some very early internet only stuff that, it might be harder to find, even, like The Runner, episode 3, version 2. It's buried somewhere deep within the
Somewhere.
internet. Um, but I think, as the, past 2009, I think that's when social media totally took over. I think you know, when do people really get their news from news stations? I usually get my news if I'm looking on the internet.
Mhm.
I never turn on the TV to watch news. Most people don't.
No.
And I think before 2009, it was still the other way around. I think past that is when things started to be more social media oriented.
Yeah, I would be curious when people started getting rid of their landlines.
Yeah.
I would say that is when there was a big shift. Because I know my dad, occasionally I'll call our old home number just to see and know it's not in service. So they've not given it to anybody, but he does not have it anymore. He only has a cell phone.
Okay.
My dad is 75
Right.
and only has a cell phone. That's kind of I was shocked when he got rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
I
just
can
didn't make
understand
sense
that.
to me. So
I can understand that. So
so
what's
I'm
the next
hoping one day
topic?
that I call it.
What's the next
Let's see.
topic we have?
What about well, this is a really good one for kind of how we were talking about it. Um, how do you handle being in a bad mood and what do you do to get out of it?
What about you,
Truth,
Terry?
truthfully. If I'm in a bad mood, usually I'll try to get something to eat or drink or some caffeine. I'm like, okay. For the most part, I do pretty good. So there's got to be something that's a little off. So I'll try to fix that, and sometimes it's kind of like you're hangry for real, and you eat and you're like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't that pissed off at everybody." Sometimes you just need to scream. So I'll just try to take care of whatever primal need that I have that I'm not taking care of, and that usually fixes it. At
Okay.
least resets back to my normal.
Well, what would be something that would put you in a bad mood? Because you had said previously on the show that you have very little stress where you live. So what would put you in a bad mood?
Well, usually one of those things. I have neglected my self-care. I've not done something, and if I can manage to do that, I stay pretty level.
Okay.
I mean, I still get pissed about stuff, but it's stuff that I think is valid to get pissed about, like the whole
Right.
Lark thing. I see a lot of comments. I know people that live there. Some people I'm close to, and then I'll see people, kind of being like, "Oh, that's not happening. You're lying." And I'm like, yeah, I'll go off on them, but I
And
feel like that's
also
justified. I feel like sometimes you can go off on somebody online.
why would you even what would be the point of you even lying about something like that?
I don't know because some people just they love to get mad. They really do. And you don't have to give them much of a reason. They think that their opinion on something is valid when
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with them. It's like especially people that you don't know are never going to know. You're never going to meet in person. And you're not asking for their opinion. You're not like, "Oh, how do you like my hair today?" And they're just like, "Oh, I don't like your." Well, go fuck yourself.
Well,
Go,
plus
I mean,
also
that's when I get mad. I'm like, I don't not looking for your opinion unless I ask for it. I don't want it.
well, I don't need somebody's opinion that I don't know and that I wouldn't
Mm-mm.
like if you're not into it.
Yeah, I don't want somebody's opinion that I don't respect.
No, and if you're in a place, in your life where I don't respect anything you're doing, like a drug dealer, for example. If somebody's out there selling pills or something like that, that's a very disrespectful and low life thing to do.
Yeah.
And I don't respect that at all. So I don't care what you think. So you could say whatever you want to think because you're a piece of garbage and I don't respect that. So I understand exactly what you're saying about that. I don't really get in. I mean, if I'm in a bad mood, I try to get out of that bad mood as soon as possible, because the longer you seep in that bad mood, the longer it's going to take hold. But I could put on a Michael Jackson song. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could, I could watch that.
You really like Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
could
did
put,
not. I mean, I could have guessed.
I
You're
could.
really into pop culture and stuff, but you're
I
really
mean,
into Michael Jackson.
if you go back and if you listen to certain some of his like real lyrics to these songs. There's some really good songs hidden. It's not always the popular ones either. Um, I'll listen to some music. I will put on um that Strut That Ass Guy.
That is the yes. 2010 YouTube.
Yeah,
That was peak YouTube. It
that
really was.
that's one of the only things that I can always go back to and laugh at. Like always. Always.
Yeah.
Sometimes like if I can, like I'll try to watch something funny or listen to some kind of light music or something like that. But I try not to stay in a bad mood. I try not to get into a bad mood because I like you, I don't really have that much stress in my life anymore.
I'm sorry, I'm
And
distracted. I really want to play the Strut That Ass Guy because I bet there's a lot of people that don't know who we're talking
yeah,
about.
so do you have? I wish I'd have thought about
No,
that beforehand.
I wish I had two. Okay, I'll tell you what. Give me 1 minute.
Now he is a guy that Terry found, like she
I
said
love
back
this
in
man. Love him.
2010. And this news reporter is doing a report in, I think, somewhere in Texas. And this man stumbles upon, he's walking to the Gunther, somewhere like that in Texas. And he starts, talking to this reporter who is off air. And, this guy seems to probably be in his 60s, I would imagine.
Hmm.
And he has a funny little interaction with the news reporter. And this was a video that they've made remix after remix. He's laughing, he's saying strut that ass, he's saying it in auto tune, it's got like rap music behind it, it's got pop music. And Terry and I would, play this man over and over and over to the point of crying. Like tears were streaming down our face. Have you got it set up? One more. So yeah. So now I have learned right after Terry sets it up here. Now the man has since passed away, and it would have made him. I mean, let's say he's 65 then. So this has been at least 16 years ago. So
You
you know
just
he would have.
popped up. All right, I want to. All right,
Here he
let's
is.
go. All right, hang on. And let's go.
I can't hear you though.
How about strutting that ass? You'll be so goddamn fucking tired. By the time you get to New Hope, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be so goddamn fucking tired by the time you get to New Hope that you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be.
What's got you so mad today?
Me?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to run. Everybody wants to run. That's good. Run here, they're gonna fall. I'll walk. I'll be right behind them and see how far they can run. It's a chauvinistic pig attitude that you're gonna do something because you work at the Arsenal and you got a fucking Mercedes Benz and you ain't gotta walk every day, so you're gonna get out and strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass. When you start walking, my friend, and you get 10 and 15 miles on the highway, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be half dead by the time you get there. So it's a chauvinistic pig attitude that Clinton's got. Strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass. And when you walk about 15 or 20 miles, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be so fucking tired, you won't be hard to hold that ass up. You won't be strutting that ass, strutting that ass. You won't be strutting that ass when.
So yeah, he throws a
No.
cigarette
You gotta
down.
get. I know that was just you could hear the audio. I don't think anybody else could.
Oh,
Give me 1 moment. Yeah. No,
oh, so nobody
I'm
else
gonna
could hear
actually
the
put it up.
audio
I
there.
don't think so.
Okay.
I would like to
Okay.
know. I think it was just coming through my phone because I'm too cheap to pay for YouTube Premium, and so it wouldn't let me download that video. So I just
Oh.
screen recorded
Oh,
it.
so I guess
But I'm
I was
gonna
sitting there enjoying the sounds of the man without the
no,
audience actually.
I definitely wanna send it to you.
Yeah, that is a clip that lives. It's a classic clip, in my opinion.
It's a classic, and if you know it,
Oh, Joe said he could hear the video. He said he could hear it.
okay, well, you got to see the video though. That's
But yeah,
really
sorry everyone. We normally would have had this queued up, but we just now thought of this. And Terry, I gotta say this to Terry. She's been a fabulous producer. She's put the clips together and everything, and the show opened, so that's very cool. Also,
all right. Give
but
me one moment, and we
yeah,
will.
when you all see this, now this is one of the first. I don't want to say it's one of the first viral
It is.
clips,
It is
but
one of the
it's one of the
first.
first ones that I really jumped onto and really enjoyed. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, it's taking it. It's I'm gonna go the long way around here.
That's okay. So,
Yeah. It will be worth it. I promise. It'll be
it
worth
will
it.
be. And okay, Joe has a question. Go ahead, Joe.
Mhm.
Do we know Joe? Do you know Joe?
No,
We don't know Joe. Hey, Joe.
Joe Boy. Oh, I bet it's the guy
Yeah, boy,
that's gonna come
B-U-I,
on Wednesday,
boy.
actually. So yeah, he can. If
Okay.
he's watching, he's welcome to come on now. If he wants to, I can send him the link.
He's going to ask a question there. But we have some, yeah, he said he knows you. So we've got some visitors and watchers all over. Now, I wanted to say this until you get that queued up. I have had some, and I was going to take a video today. I've had some people watching me from afar,
Hmm.
and I saw them watching me in the distance. So I pulled out my the phone, and I started to record them, but then they scattered away. So I'm going to try to have some video because I'm being spied on.
Really? Now, see,
Yeah.
that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm being
That is
spied on,
interesting.
and I'm being spied on through, and I think it's the same people that's spying on me on social media as well.
By spying, I mean, is it really spying if you know who it is?
I don't know who it is.
Then how do you? Okay, tell me why you think that you're being spied on.
One, I did see someone in the distance today, and as I approached,
Like creeping, like Michael Myers,
well, I mean, they didn't have a
like
mask
looking
on, but
out from a
they
hedge
were creeping. They were creeping.
at
But
work or at your house.
at my house. And then also there has been, I'll post cryptic things on social media sometimes.
I want to hear this. I just want to see if this works really quick.
All right, let's see
Okay.
if this works.
You're gonna put everybody else walking the gunner. Why don't you just walk?
Who else is going? Who is walking there? But who else?
How bad they are. Why don't they just walk the gunners? It ain't a far walk. It's just 38 miles. Why don't you walk? Why don't you walk the gunners?
Have you walked the gunner before?
I'll walk. Yeah, I can walk the gunners. Why don't you walk the gunners?
I don't need to walk the gunner.
Well, shit, no, you don't. You're gonna put everybody else walking the gunners. You just walk the gunners.
All right, I'll walk the gunner.
All right, let's go.
All right, hang on. Let me do this one time.
Man, let's go walking. How about strutting that ass? You'll be so goddamn fucking tired. By the time you get to New Hope, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be so goddamn fucking tired by the time you get to New Hope that you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be.
Well, what's got you so mad today?
Me?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to run. Everybody wants to run. That's good. Run here, they're gonna fall. I'll walk. I'll be right behind them and see how far they can run. It's a chauvinistic pig attitude that you're gonna do something because you work at the arsenal and you got a fucking Mercedes-Benz and you ain't gotta walk every day, so you're gonna get out and strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass. When you start walking, my friend, and you get 10 and 15 miles on the highway, You won't be strutting that ass. You'll be half dead by the time you get there. So it's a chauvinistic pig attitude that Clinton's got. Strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass. And when you walk about 15 or 20 miles, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be so fucking tired, you won't be hard to hold that ass up. You won't be strutting that ass, strutting that ass. You won't be strutting that ass when
People they don't get it, man. They really don't appreciate it. You got to
No,
understand, this was at a time where, number one, that was not faked. He wasn't just doing that to make a viral video. That
no.
was a real interview with this crazy dude. And somehow it just got passed around, slowly. There wasn't like a feed where there wasn't TikTok or Instagram Reels. There was, I mean, he says Clinton, so the video had to be way back, like in the 90s. And
So
it kind of
somebody
looks
had
at,
this video, and when YouTube came around, they were like, "Let me put put this on there and show the world." No, Joe's never
thank
seen that
God they
before.
did. I appreciate it.
So yeah, I'm glad
And
that
there's a
you.
really great auto-tuned song. Um, yeah. And,
Well,
he's like dancing, and it sounds pretty good, actually. I mean, it's a catchy tune.
it sounds good, but you used to come to overnight when I worked at the radio station, and sometimes you would go in one of the studios, and you would find these YouTube remixes of songs, like "Strut That Ass," and burn them on a CD.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, Terry and I, when we would listen to CDs, it would be these burned CDs of, "Strut That Ass" remix, or,
Yeah, I would
Baby
pull the audio
Monkey,
from it.
Baby Monkey
Baby
riding on a
Monkey.
pig.
Well, and there was, I'm sure some people will remember, back that ass up, or backing it up. Oh, it was this lady that had been involved in a robbery, like a
Yeah.
holdup at a convenience store or something. And there's a lot of those. If you just search like YouTube 2010, all this stuff is gonna come up.
Well, the thing is, and I need to go back through the archives of CDs that I have. I think I do have one of those remix CDs. So for
I
the
would love
longest
to hear it.
time, I would listen to these CDs, and you know how you get familiar with the playlist. After Strut That Ass came on, I knew it would be directly going into Don Imus Thinks That You a Nappy Ho. That was another song on
You
there.
a nappy hoe. Yeah.
Do you remember that
Don
one?
Imus thinks that you a nappy hoe, you a nappy hoe,
Yeah.
you a nappy hoe. Don Imus thinks that you a nappy hoe. Yeah.
Yep. That was
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, we only listened to it 100 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that
And
was a
these
lot
were
of
hits to
fun.
us in the same way
Yeah.
that most people were listening to like whoever was popular at the
That was the
time.
viral songs for us at the time.
Hmm.
So you want to
Who's
get
Don
into one more?
Imus?
You want to get into he was a radio he was like the Howard
Oh,
Stern before Howard Stern.
okay.
So
All right.
you want to get into a short topic? We got a couple minutes left in the show
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah. We'll end on this. This is a hard topic. Is there any part of you that has ever imagined having children? Honestly, being open and honest about this.
The short answer to this is no.
Really?
Never. Never.
Never once?
Never. I've never wanted kids. I've never thought about having kids. I never thought my life would be enriched with them. Now, I can understand people having them and the reason they enrich other people's lives. I could see that. But as far as my own, even when I've sat in this chair by myself, lonely, with the phone like this, thinking there's nothing to do, I have never once thought, I wish I had children. I just don't I just don't think it would be in my DNA to even be a part of such a thing. Like
Such a thing.
it's so
You say
foreign.
that like
It's like a
don't want
life
anything to do with that.
it's like a life that I never what's a life that I always knew that I never wanted. And people would always tell me when I was younger, "Oh, you'll change your mind. You'll change your mind. You'll change your mind." If anything that I've ever done correctly, it's not having kids. That's probably the only correct thing I've ever done. Huh. What about
Yeah.
yourself?
Of course, I've thought about it. And I say, of course, I'm sure there's people, my age that never have. But yeah, I mean, there is something like really cool about making a person
Oh, I would assume
that, like,
yes.
you could grow a person, you could make another you. And I do have this delusion, and maybe it's egotistical. I would make a really cool kid.
Oh, I think I would
I
too.
would. My kids would be cool. Maybe not popular, and they might not be cool until way later in life, but they would be cool. Yeah. So there's that.
Right.
I'm like, well, I would be giving back to humanity and society by putting another me out there, which is probably not true in the least, but in my mind, I think I would. But no, I mean, obviously, I've not thought about it seriously. I've never tried. And I think everything else that I've ever wanted, I've done or somehow managed to achieve.
Yeah.
So if I really wanted kids, I think I would have had them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never been a serious thing.
No, like I
It's
respect people that have kids and raise them, and do a good job and really take care of them the way you're supposed to.
the way you're supposed to.
Yeah. But I've never, I mean, because a lot of people have children and then they don't take care of them. Like others take care of them, family members take care of them, friends take care of them. They have to fend for themselves. So I respect, good parents, but I've never had the urge to ever want to. I've never really wanted to have another life, be responsible for another life.
Well, that's the thing is you are bringing another person into this world that truthfully, like based on us and our parents, is probably going to be a little fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like how much are you going to be responsible for them being fucked up? You really, I mean, think about how just the tiniest things that you're realizing now, especially once you're in therapy and you really start reflecting that affected you long term. Are
Yeah.
you going to inflict that on another person? Like maybe you just flip out like one day and you yell and that that fucks them up the rest of their life.
It,
Like one
it
little incident.
traumatizes them, yeah,
Yeah. And they're going to carry that trauma around.
for the rest of their life. So yeah, I don't want
That's a
to.
big responsibility.
I think so too. So I think I've made the right decision in not having kids.
I'm still fertile. Who knows? Who knows what the next few years could bring?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been tested. If I so choose, my doctor made it clear on my last test results. He was like, "You could still have kids if you want kids." He was like, "If like he was almost pushing me, like
Yeah, but
basically saying, "There's this my last chance if I want to do it."
see that the thought of that,
I'm like, I
like
don't know about all that.
like if you think of, like, if you had a child, in a year, you'd be
I
what,
know I brought that
40?
up to my friend. I'd be like, I'd be 60 when they graduated. By the time if my kids wouldn't go to college. I mean, let's be honest here. But if they did, I would be 64 or 65 before they were done. Completely
And see,
done.
would you? I don't even think that I would want my you know my you know early midlife to late in life to be spent raising a kid.
I don't know if you're gonna do it in the beginning or the end of your years where you could actually have a kid. I would say the last half of it.
Well,
If you've got like
I would agree with that.
15 to 55, if you've got those 40 years, I'd rather have the first 20 on my own to do what I wanted to do
Yeah,
and then do that now because I've got more time,
yeah.
you know? Like if somebody just came and dropped off a baby, I guess I could take it. You
You just
know,
wake up one day and there's a
I'd be
little
like, all
baby
right, there's a
in a
baby in a
basket.
basket on my doorstep. I'd be like,
It's
all
a little
right,
tiny
you know, I would
basket.
check check for a name tag, see if it, you know, and then I would be like, okay, let's see
Oh,
what I can do about it. I mean,
oh,
it is. I'm sure at some point I'm gonna regret not doing it because of all the things that you can do as a human. That is one of the coolest things you can do. Make another person.
yeah, but by the time this happens, though, you could, if you didn't want to have to go through all that, you could just get a humanoid baby,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I mean, it would be human enough in your mind, I
human
guess.
enough. I was watching this before we wrap up. Somehow humanoid. It was these
Humanoid.
Japanese. It was these Japanese, sex robots. It look like, but they were called
It's right
humanoid
up my alley.
robots, and they were kind of they kind of had like not quite the anime face, but kind of like that kind of design. But they moved and stuff like their legs would move open and closed, and uh, you know,
Obviously.
like it showed demonstration. I couldn't hear what they were saying because it was
That
all in
sounds like
Japanese.
porn. Robot porn.
It was like a little reel on Instagram that I stumbled across, but they were pretty interesting. So it's been a good show tonight. A lot of
Yeah.
topics covered, a lot of news.
Yeah. It's been
So
a pretty good week for news.
yeah. So
All
we will be
right.
back Wednesday 9 p.m. in the West, midnight in the East.
And hopefully, we will have a guest. He's gonna have to verify that
Yeah, he
and
did. He
confirm
just
it,
left a
but
comment. He said, "You guys are awesome. Love your vibe and looking forward to hanging out. Send me the basic info on your channel, and I'll try to promote the Wednesday show." So
okay.
Joe will be on Wednesday. It will be a cool show. And go to all the social media, The Salty Tonight. You've got that on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok,
Mhm.
and the other
And
people's show.
Spotify.
Yeah, and Spotify.
And you pretty
And
much anything across the board.
yep.
If you
Now,
search it, you'll find us.
I've got it. I can spout it off quickly, like Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But I've trained myself to say it in a certain order. So when I leave one of them out, it feels weird to me. You know what I mean?
What is the order that you do it in real quick?
Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
You're gonna have to make a word for that.
Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the other people's show. Um, but now I have to incorporate Salty Tonight as well. So thanks everyone
Yes.
for tuning in. Terry, it's been a good show. Have a good
It's
night,
been a good
everyone.
one. Awesome. Bye.
Bye.